What's on one? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I can't talk. What is going on, everyone? Yeah, that's better. It's getting very weird on X right now, and I actually have kind of a bigger video planned with a deeper dive and some more complete thoughts on why I think X is no longer a valuable tool for the right, and I think that it's largely compromised by bot networks and pre-planned narratives. At least that's what it seems like to me. But it seems that Brett Cooper has basically revealed why she left Daily Wire, and she has been immediately under fire, immediately for basically having a problem with Ted Cruz and some of his language around how he's referring to some of his political opponents, mostly in Fuentes. Now, unless you're terminally online, unless you're on X all day long, you probably don't even know this stuff's going on. Quite frankly, it's not really a thing that anybody's talking about on the streets. It's not a big YouTube hullabaloo. This video probably won't even do that well. So that's why I think X is so astroturfed right now, that literally it's like the left is funding the division of the right using bots and stuff like that. But we'll get into that later. And Brett Cooper is getting just blasted from every angle right now, and I just don't understand why. Well, I think I do a little bit. We'll talk about it. Huge announcement, by the way. Our vanilla sugar cookie, our maple cream back in stock, and our hot butter rum are all in stock at Amazon. There's only 250 of each right now. It may say that it's going to take longer to ship. See, it says like Monday, but they're checking it in today. We've got 500 more coming after it later this week. But if you want to get this hot butter rum sold like crazy last year, and our vanilla sugar cookie is one of our top sellers. Those are both in stock, as well as the maple cream. I'll leave links to all three in the description below. Get it while you can, and I really appreciate your support. Let's go to this video where Clinton Russell shared, if you were wondering why Brett Cooper left Daily Wire, look no further. She just wanted to tell the truth. Kudos to her.
You are so blinded by your ridiculous, insane hatred of Tucker Carlson that you cannot see how irresponsible and hypocritical you are being. I mean, these tweets from Ted Cruz, I'm going to read you next, are a great example of this. So just a month ago, he tweeted this. He said, they don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
That's true. Okay. That's true, Ted. I agree with that. This is a big tactic of the left to dehumanize people who they disagree with. This is probably not just a tactic of the left, but I mean, it's literally a tactic that Hitler used, right? And what a lot of people have used. These people are lesser than you. These people are subhuman, blah, blah, blah. So you can justify whatever, actions you want to take against them. But then here we go.
Political violence is a left-wing phenomenon. Enough is enough. We need to shut it down. And then in response to Fuentes and Tucker this week, he tweeted this. Trump's bombing of the Ayatollah's nuclear facilities made the little Nazi mad. Good. So now you're turning around and you're calling somebody that you don't like a Nazi. You're doing...
Brett's point is 100% accurate here. Now, you might be saying to me, well, Jeremy, there's more context, which we're going to talk about. Look, Nick has said some pretty out-of-pocket stuff. He's literally said, like, Team Hitler or whatever and stuff like that. But that does actually not... It actually doesn't negate Brett Cooper's point. I love Good Logic, friend of the show. He said, dude literally called himself this. How is it remotely comparable to saying, Trump started Doge, so therefore he's, a bad guy from WW2? I would agree that it's not quite the same leap, but I agree with him. I love Good Logic. It's not the same leap as saying somebody voted for Trump, therefore he's this bad guy. When you have Nick, on camera saying like some wild stuff before, but some of that is hard to know if he is shock factor stuff. Some of it, you don't know if he really means it, if he really does mean it, but that does not actually negate Brett's point here. Brett's point is Ted Cruz said they use this dehumanizing language so they can do terrible things to you. And then he used the very same dehumanizing language.
Doing this out of blind rage because you're so angry that the conservative base's attitudes are rapidly changing, that Nick Fuentes is getting national attention, and so you have turned around and in response, you are compromising your own values in anger, which is such a dangerous precedent to set. And unfortunately for you guys, yes, the attitudes are changing. So again, it makes sense why this group is incredibly frantic.
Brett Cooper's 100% right. I don't care for Nick, but he's still welcome on my show anytime. I don't care for a lot of people, but a lot of this all started with, Tucker Carlson isn't MAGA, Tucker Carlson is evil. Again, to dehumanize Tucker. This is language coming from the right. And so a lot of people are saying, like, again, Nick has said some heinous stuff. Like, Nick, I'm team, mustache guy. He was awesome. Stop dissing him. Let's bake some cookies like him. Again, could he just be, being a little edgy boy? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's in his heart. I don't think a lot of people do. Only Nick would know that. But I mean, I think the jump from calling Nick, these things is less than calling like a Trump voter these things. But the concept is still the same. And then there's this clip, which really enraged people. He's talking about Randy Fine. Look, again, I have said this before and I will say this again. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I don't know how many people have to be saying Jeremy's getting $7,000 per post. It's simply not true. I'm America first. I'm America only. I don't care about Israel the same way I don't care about Nigeria or Zimbabwe or Australia. I mean, I care about my viewers in these countries in general as a human, but I care about America first. 100,000 people dying every year from fentanyl. Homelessness, 42 million Americans apparently on SNAP. We have so many problems in this country. I really have zero interest in helping any other country. Is that privileged? Is that selfish? Yes and yes. And I make no apologies for that. I'm America first, but more than that, I am America only. And I have the same problem sending money to Israel that I would sending it to Afghanistan so they could have an Afghani Sesame Street. I have the same problem sending money to Israel that I have sending money to Ukraine. I have the same problem. You get where I'm going? And I think that's actually the normal position. I think that's not even a conservative or a liberal position. I think if you go out on the street and you talk to like 1,000 working class people, 900 of them would agree with me. And it wouldn't even have anything to do with how they vote. It's like, hey, we have problems here we need to take care of. Maybe we can talk about, some of the problems in foreign countries once we, let's just say we got our opioid overdoses from 100,000 a year, football stadium full down to a parking lot full. Then maybe we can talk about stuff like that. So yes, people are getting fatigued talking about not just Israel, but foreign countries. And then you have people like Randy Fine up here who seem a lot more concerned about, Israel than America. And people are tired of it. Now, in that group, do you have mixtures of people with Israel derangement syndrome? Yes. You have like this Venn diagram of people like me who are like, I don't want to send any more foreign countries any more money. But then you also have people who are like, all Jews are bad. I hate, that. So like we end up, commingled in the same group of America first. And that's what you're seeing on a wider scale, which I'm going to talk about more in my Matt Walsh video where people are calling for him to be fired. There's this struggle right now for the MAGA branding. That's where a lot of this is coming from. That's why they're saying Tucker Carlson isn't MAGA. There are two competing groups that want to say they're MAGA. One of them were never MAGA in the first place. But I think the true Make America Great Again people are people like me who aren't overly concerned with any one particular country, but are other than that country being America. But this video really upset people with Brett Cooper.
Like Randy Fine, if you don't know who he is, he's a representative from Florida. He's the same guy who bragged about not washing his hands after he had a handshake with Netanyahu. He's repeatedly introduced bills to criminalize anti-Semitism, infringing upon free speech. I mean,
Correct. Everything Brett's saying is correct.
Obviously, I'm sorry to say, but he obviously cares more about Israel than he does, principles like free speech. So, buddy, like my advice to you, Randy Fine, is just move to Israel at this point. Like, considering you had to go through anger management classes a few years ago, I genuinely think you would probably be happier if you just moved to Israel. And that's
what Brett is saying, again, echoes kind of the Groyper point of view, but also the point of view of everyday regular Americans. Why do you think Nick is rising right now? It's because people like me who aren't that way, who don't think about Israel every day, who don't have a problem with Jewish people, we're still tired of hearing about it. And we're still tired of sending billions of dollars there. We're still tired of getting involved in their wars. And the group is like merging right now. That's what's actually happening.
Sort of dig at him. That's just a fact. It's a nudge of encouragement. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be healthy. I think you would be happier if you just moved to Israel. You could be over there singing songs with Mike.
Again, she's being a little tongue-in-cheek here, but she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I get, like, I'm not going to throw my lot in with any person for the most part wholeheartedly. Are the things that Nick says that I agree with? Yeah. Are the things he says I disagree with? Yeah. Do I care who platforms him? No. That is a leftist talking point. But now everyone's going like, just Lamouth, the logic because the left falsely smears the right as bad guys from World War II. Therefore, actual bad guys must be embraced by the right. There's a self-serving mass delusion in the content creator right that cancel culture was bad because, bad guys from World War II were canceled. Cancel culture was bad because people who weren't these people are canceled. So the argument from a lot of these people, a lot of Jewish commentators and pro-Israel commentators is that, well, this one's actually in the SS, so we should cancel him. That's what they're saying. And he's obviously not. He has some harsh opinions about Jewish people, and I don't agree with all of them. I have lots of Jewish friends, and they aren't constantly trying to screw me over or sell me things or whatever the case may be. But I do agree that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be sending money. So people are getting so mad now that they're like, oh my God, Brett Cooper practices witchcraft. I'm not kidding you. That's what they're going with. What a surprise. Brett Cooper and her mom engage in witchcraft. She's not a conservative. I don't care how hard people want to guess. And even Bryson Gray, right? Bryson Gray. Unless you provide pretty conclusive proof of witchcraft, how is that not bearing false witness? I mean, her brother died, okay? And, people were she and her mom were like going to mediums, try to talk. So what? So what? Okay? Does that mean, so what? Maybe she disavows it now. All of this like deranged, cancel culture coming from people who claim to be on the right, all it's doing is making Nick more popular. And all it's doing is making people like me, who couldn't care less one way or another about what Nick has to say because I don't consume his content, want to watch it or want to platform him or want to defend him. Yes, he said some heinous stuff in the past, but now you're going after Brett Cooper and accuse her of being an actual witch or something like that. Like, let's dial back the rhetoric a little bit. I hope you were informed by this video. I hope you get a chance to pre-order your hot butter rum and maple cream, as well as vanilla sugar cookie, all shipping free, all with free shipping on Amazon. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you have a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow, and we'll talk to you again real soon.